You know, AI is moving so fast, every day should have a show. So today's March 4th. I'm Connor MacIvor. People are done with ChatGPT. Here's why that matters to you. You know how I always say trust is everything? Well, the market just proved it in real time. OpenAI, the company behind ChatGPT, cut a deal with the Pentagon. That's it. That's all it took. The very next day, people started uninstalling the app by the hundreds of thousands. We're talking a 295% spike in uninstalls in a single day. One-star reviews went up 775% overnight. And you know what happened to Claude, the AI that I use and teach with? While all that was going down, it shot to #1 in the entire US App Store. Downloads are up 50% in one day. The lesson here isn't about your apps, it's about you and your business. The moment people feel like you're selling them out, even the perception of it, they walk. No warning, no second chance. Your reputation is the only moat, so build accordingly. AI isn't coming for your job. It already showed up and it brought a productivity cheat code. Here's a number that should scare you, well, or excite you, depending on what side of this you're on. A company doing $100 million a year just admitted publicly they haven't hired a single junior employee since 2024. Zero. Their senior people are now doing 3 times the work they used to because of AI tools. Gartner, one of the biggest research firms on the planet, says AI will create more jobs than it kills, but not until 2028. That's 2 years from now. What happens now and then, between now and then? Well, 32 million jobs get transformed every single year in the meantime. Here's what I tell everybody in Santa Clarita. Whether you're in real estate, running a plumbing company, or doing mortgages, the people who learn to use these tools right now are the ones doing 3 times the work and keeping their seat. The ones who wait are the ones that are going to get replaced, not by AI, but by the person next to them who's already figured it out. This is literally why I built HonorElevate.com. That's the window, and it's open right now. Apple just told you exactly what they think the future looks like, and it's all AI. Apple announced their new M5 Pro and M5 Max chips this week. Here's the parts nobody's talking about in plain English. Apple redesigned their entire chip, the brain of their laptop specifically, so it can run AI on the device itself. Not in the cloud, but on the machine, in your hands. 4 times more AI performance than the last generation. Think about what that means for a second. The biggest company in the world just recognized their most important product around one assumption. They reorganized it that way. Running AI locally is now the primary job of a professional laptop. That's not hedging. That's not testing in. They went all in. If Apple is bidding the farm on AI being in every workflow, what does that tell you about where this is going? The weight loss drug story just got more interesting, and it actually connects to what I've been doing. You know, I've been on a body transformation journey, 135 pounds of fat gone. I've done extended fasting, longer term, and I've tracked everything. I've been through the hard part. So this caught my eye. A peer-reviewed study just found that people on the GLP-1 drugs, Ozempic, Wegovy, that particular family, who had plateaued and stopped losing weight, actually started losing more weight when they dropped every other week dosing instead of weekly. BMI dropped from 30 to 24.6%. They kept 17.2% weight loss, added another 2.3 on top just by easing back. Why does this matter beyond the obvious? Well, because the answer to getting unstuck is rarely do more. Sometimes the unlock is a strategic rest, cycling, pulling back to surge forward. I live that. Your body, your honesty, your business. It works the same way. A congressman is about to walk into a military base and look at the non-human crafts and bodies. I'll just leave that there. Not going to editorialize too much on this one because I want you to form your own opinion, but that's what's actually happening. A sitting U.S. representative named Eric Burleson said the White House has officially granted him access to a military facility that may contain, and I'm quoting directly here, non-human crafts and bodies. His first visit is scheduled for the end of the month. Why it wouldn't be today, I don't know. Why we're not talking about a fringe guy on a podcast. This is a congressional representative with granted White House clearance walking into a facility. I've been in law enforcement. I know how access works. You don't get granted access to things that don't exist. Make of that what you will, but of course I'll be watching. That's your briefing for March 4th. I'm Connor MacIvor, Santa Clarita's AI guy, former LAPD, and your straight-talking guide to a world that's changing faster than most people are ready for. If you want to get ahead of this instead of chasing it, that's what Honor Elevate is for. And I'll leave the link in the bio. Talk soon. Have a great day.